Hello. Uh, well, he's on my shoulder, but here's Ravioli. He's a cat. You don't zoom in on my face camera. Okay. Um, Ravioli will be here until he decides not to be. In which case he might go sit on the chair next to me if he's so inclined. Anyways, here's Ravioli. I wanted to talk about what I'm doing in this video. And the main thing that I'm doing is I'm going to be playing through some of my students' games for an assignment I had in class. If you're one of those students, you already know about this. This is a video that's going to be on the internet or other students might see. So I figured I would talk a little bit about the assignment and also kind of why I'm doing this, aside from just like giving feedback to my students. I think I've been talking to folks about lately is just the fact that student work is like not very well archived. A lot of times, what happens is like games get made and then they just kind of get lost to the ether. They might show up in a portfolio or things like that, but having some kind of documentation is useful. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about what the assignment is, and a little bit about why I'm doing it, and then playing through the games, and kind of giving some feedback and talking about them, for the benefit of my students or for other people who are watching this. Because again, I'm just gonna throw this on the internet. Um, yeah, and then Ravioli is here also. He's a cat. So this is the second. I'm going to be talking about the second of three projects in GD101, which is, as you might expect, the first semester game design class. Um, we don't expect students to have any kind of like background in making games before they start taking this class. Um, sorry, Ravioli is man, he sure is a cat. Um, they don't have any background in making games. They don't have any knowledge of programming. So a lot of what we do in that class is we kind of take people through the basics of just like making a game before they even get to programming in a later class. It really seems to just be there. So you'll have to deal with the shiny chef up above. Um, for their first project in GD101, this semester I had them make a 2-player card game using a semi semi assigned deck of cards. Those decks included things like a bag of rocks, um, a deck of like mysterious oracle cards. I got a deck of like mahjong tiles in card form. Trying to think what else. What else was there? There are a couple other ones in that vein. Somebody had a deck of cards that was like number placards that you have at like a restaurant that has like your table number. I had those for 1 through 20. So people made a card game with that over the course of 5 weeks, while talking about like playtesting and kind of the basics of making games. And then for the second project, they adapted their card game into Bitsy. So this whole time, everyone has been working in pairs, or as is the case in one group, um, in a group of six. They decided to unionize and overrule my wishes, and they said that they wanted to work in a larger group. So I said, okay, good luck. And we'll be playing their game later today. Sorry, ravioli. um, okay. Oh, yeah. Where do you want to be, bud? Where do you want to be? You want to be there? He wants to be not there. Okay, great. He's gonna be on the bed watching me. Right. So yeah, briefly, just like this is the project description that folks had. Um, I have been thinking about this is in relation to a class that I took over the summer because I also take classes sometimes um, about adaptation, and that class is especially about like video game adaptations of movies, and thinking about stuff like that. So I made a game based on the Transformers the movie during that class, um, and part of what I wanted to think about is having working in succession on games, and having games kind of like mutate and change along the way as they do that. And the metaphor I give is like a fish crawling out of the sea to live on land. Things change. Stuff gets pulled into it. Stuff gets left behind. But part of what is useful there is kind of like pulling that through. In addition, we were helping work on a research tool that is kind of like for collaborative Bitsy. I forgot about this when I started recording this video. It's probably fine. If it's not, don't go there, and then it'll be fine. That's an in progress tool. So yeah, that's kind of the gist. Students had 5-ish weeks to work on this. And most people worked in pairs. There was one group of 3, and there was one group of 6, but we'll talk about those when we get there. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. I'm just gonna go in the order that I have them in here, which is I don't remember. It may have been ordered in a particular way, but I don't remember. I'll update my. Oh, this is called. The title of this is. Oh, it's not that. It has another title. It's that one. Will it fit? I don't think it'll fit. I don't think it'll fit. All right, let me. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's play it. So. Oh, I can't. Should I read? Is this a thing? Can't leave now. I didn't even see the cave. Okay. One thing I'll note is that it's a sign, like a literal and wooden sign. It says Satan's manhole. Now there's no apostrophe there, so it implies that it's multiple Satans. With an arrow pointed right. Ooh, there's also a gift shop up ahead. I'll note that the folks who worked on this were, if you've worked in Bitsy before, you know that the first thing that probably sticks out to you here is that this is not using a 3-color palette like Bitsy normally does. So I was I do encourage the use of constraints, especially for Bitsy. But I actually was pleased to see folks kind of like fiddling with the interior. I think it maybe has created some headaches as far as like figuring that out. But that's always nice to see folks kind of experiment with the form and see what they can do. I don't know how exciting it is to watch someone play a Bitsy game, but I'm gonna do my best. Now, me being me, and me growing up on a sorry, checking out ravioli. Me growing up on a rich diet of RPGs, I know that the last thing I want to do is talk to this guy because that's a critical path, and I know there's stuff off to the right. Gift shop is intriguing, but should probably stand task. Okay, we have to lock in. Trying to see if there's any students like to leave secrets in places, so it's good to check for secrets. Okay. All right. What do you guys say? What do you guys say, man? Whoa, there, youngin. Where do you think you're going? Walking towards Satan's manhole, the manhole of multiple Satans. I'm I'm heading there to explore it, old man. I'm a cave diver. You see? Explore it. Have you lost your damn mind, youngin? Don't you know about the devil's victims? Again, plural, devils. That's not possessive. Devil's victims. Yes, the devil's kidnaps. All the victims of the cave. I apologize for any accents I'm gonna be performing here tonight. Phil McCracken, Craven Moorhead. I hate that. Thank you for that. Harry Balls. I hate this. This was all a trick to get me to say these words out loud. These names kind of sound made up, old man. Sorry, that's not the voice. That's not the voice of the protagonist. These names kind of sound made up, old man. They kind of sound like a Bart Simpson joke. No, what? Plus, that's the thrill of cave exploring. The danger ahead. So you're telling me you'd rather die for fun, youngin? Hell nah. There's a lot of accents happening here in the dialogue. I'm an explorer and live, comma, duh, even if I do die. At least, that's one word, at least I won't be named Harry Ballsack or something stupid. Same. I'm also three ellipses. It's just one ellipses, I guess. Whatever you say, young, I can't stop you. Disrespectful little jerk making fun of the dead. This generation won't make it, I swear. Okay. That is a sentence. Those are words that you wrote. Were they read out loud? That's a different question. Now, youngin, that be my cabin you're walking into. So many things are happening here with words, and isn't it beautiful that the English language is like this? You dare even look in there, and you going to experience how a 12 gauge to the back of your skull. Now move along. Scram! He looks serious. I should probably listen. Uh, hmm. Now, the creators did tell me you can go in here. I'm curious about that. Is there a different entrance? Hmm. 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 Wait, off to the right? There's a cat. So true. I assume that's Ravioli. Why, hello, the Mr. Kitty Cat. His name is Ravioli. Oh. Oh, the cat also talks. Hello, human. That's how cats talk. Hello, human. Whoa. Whoa. You can talk? No response. No, I'm still just meowing professionally. Don't have to be a jerk now. Oh no. You are heading to the cave? Three question marks? Hell yeah. I'm gonna be the first person to get Emerald. Pokemon Emerald? I don't know. Wow. Gerald is right. You humans are stupid. The fuck you mean? Hey, no cursing. We're in a school project, for Christ's sake. You can curse. It's fine. That's not a big deal. Okay, fine. Jeez, but seriously, why is the cave so dangerous? It isn't. Then why was the old dude saying it is? Because nobody got past the first quest. There's a lesson here about when to insert page breaks into your dialogue to introduce cadence in how you read. That's all. I want to get into the cabin because I was told I could get into the cabin, but okay, I'm gonna save scum a little bit. Maybe if I go in first, can I? Okay. Maybe if I go in without talking to the old man. No. Okay. Okay. Secrets. I'll get in there. I'm gonna open up this file afterwards. Okay. So things I'm noticing. I know we had some trouble wrangling exits and entrances, so I don't wanna drill too much on that. Um, but spreading like all of these four squares, making those all be the entrance to the cave, helps make that a little bit smoother. It's not a big deal. I figured it out. I'm a smart boy. Now that's cave exploring. Here I am exploring the cave. Okay. This I suspect this is partially, or at least primarily, an issue of time. But anytime you have um this texture, this like square block texture, I think this is like a good first pass for just like figuring out like the rough layout and flow of the space. Um, Finding ways to kind of like smooth this or like create some like visual texture here is, I think, always really useful. We'll see that inside, I think, some of the other projects here tonight. Um, hole, hole. I'm gonna, of course, avoid the critical path first. If you are reading this, you are stuck in this. Oh no, I knew this. You are stuck in this room. I don't know why. I'm being completely honest. It's BS. This isn't an in-game character, by the way. This is Romaine. Hi, Romaine. Yeah, I don't know why the game is doing this, but unfortunately, you have to restart the game. I apologize for the inconvenience. Sad face. Romaine. No, you fixed it. Ha 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 ha. Was this the cabin? Hmm. Okay, there's some kind of cabin. I'm gonna explore the game data later. All right, let's go in the hole. We have fallen, I believe. Up is always a lucky direction to go first. No, it's not. That's a bad direction to go up. Right is a lucky direction to go up first, like I said. They both look like critical path. No, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go up. Always go left. Everybody knows that. Okay, beautiful. Oh, oh, oh. I'm exploring the cave. I think this is an issue of these tiles not being walls. Although it's weird that you'd have more than one. Wait, things are happening here. I assume that that is an unintentional um issue of not flagging these like dark gray tiles as walls. Now these might all be the same zone. I'm not sure. I think so. Okay. All right. I explored the side path. I would say this game promised spelunking, and it has given spelunking. So, okay. We got some kind of underground river, classic. We got some kind of underground bridge, extra classic. We got some kind of underground bridge gremlin, and those three have to go together. This guy, this guy's just here. He's a tourist. He's just watching. That's chill. I hope you have a great day. Uh-huh. Yeah, got the gate. I do actually kind of like the border around this. This is kind of a nice trim, actually. Okay. Oh, Pokemon Emerald. Yum, 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 yum. The end. Okay. Um, yeah, I think the this like overworld area is really nice. I think this does a really good job with using the full color palette. I actually also really like the distinction between the overworld and the interior of the cave. The interior of the cave is using that kind of more constrained like Bitsy palette. I think everything was one or I think everything was two or maybe three colors, which makes the cave feel very different than like the rest of the overworld. I mean, like the overworld is like full of colors. They're very bright. There's more colors than are normally in a Bitsy game, which you went to like extra. The creators went to extra effort to like do that. Um, I let's see. I wish I could explore the gift shop is intriguing. The gift shop, interesting. I wish I could explore stuff more. Like I kind of like you give me this space down here, so I'm like, what's over there? I want to know. There's some characters, a little character work. Um, do I have critiques about the character work? I do. But there's character work, and I think it works well enough. Um, there's at least a strong character. A nice technique that I did appreciate that helped make um that make more sense is like color coding the dialogue. That wasn't there on the cat, and I did notice that difference of just like this feels a little bit more confusing to have two characters talk to each other without any indication of like who is speaking in what phase. Um, so stuff like that does help. Um, I think this is actually like you're getting a lot out of a lot of these tiles are just like solid squares with color. I think you actually are getting quite a bit out of them. Um, you know, this is like a very rudimentary like house, but I think it like actually works pretty fine. I don't know what this that square is. That's weird. Um, but yeah, I think the if I have any notes, it's just spending more time on like detailing and stuff like that. I think like spending the time to like work on tiles more than just like what color is um what color is this square. I think will go a long way in terms of like making it feel more detailed and alive. Um, but that takes time. I recognize. So um, okay, I'm gonna see if how do I what is the easiest way to download this? I'm gonna pause this video while I figure this out. Okay. I have successfully hacked into the mainframe, so that I can take a look at the game in engine a little bit. Um, I never actually asked what folks are using to kind of like manipulate the color data. I think that might be directly adjusting stuff in the data file. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so I wanted to look at. I got the rooms tool open already. Um, have the crossroads, have the cave entrance, cave inside, whole room, cat haven. Interesting. Um, fallen room, bridge troll. Ooh, it's like extra raining right now. Hallway. Ooh, hallway straight center that goes to the ruby. It's a ruby, not an emerald. Okay, we're learning a little bit of lore tonight. That people think it's an emerald, but actually it's a ruby, and it's just because of the low light situations in the cave, people think it's a ruby. Easy mistake. Um, Hallway straight center, left, right, hallway center, and right, and left. Room 0. Oh, a road entrance. Okay, so there isn't an inside of the cabin. Okay, I was just curious. I was told there was. Perhaps lied to. Perhaps intentionally led astray to induce a sense of intrigue and curiosity. Who can say? Um, yeah, I'll say I think this is a pretty solid first Bitsy game. I think there's interesting things happening here. I'd love to see this polished up a little bit more, particularly in terms of like um, I know we had some trouble with like making things connect, but just like fleshing out areas like for this, I would say like put like when there's that expectation of like, oh, it's down there. I'm curious as a player. I want to know. Reward that curiosity by like showing people stuff. It doesn't have to be a whole big thing. It could just be a little area that says like, you know, once 10,000 years ago, cats ruled this dimension, or things like that. It's really raining. Um, yeah. Okay. Thank y'all. Let's take a look at the next one. I believe this one has some music. I believe it might be default music. I noted this in class when we talked about it, but this text down here is really hard to read. So changing in on it, you can change the well, you already figured out a way to change the background, but you can also change the text colors and stuff like that to make that a little bit easier to read. All right, so just going into this, what we know up front is a girl named Mavis discovers a mask laying in the bushes. This mask turns out to be a hidden treasure. Follow Mavis on her adventure as she fights through trails and tribulations. Okay. I love to fight through trails. All 17 of those games. Okay. So these, I would expect these to be walls, but they are not, which is not inherently bad. There's 2 keys. Okay. I don't know what it opens. This is the A key. I assume this next one is the B key. Oh, no, it's also the A key. Okay, so there's 2 A keys. That's a AA battery. Um, okay. I assume this is the mask in the bushes. Okay. I did find a mask laying on the ground. Sorry, I forgot I'm supposed to be voicing stuff. I want to keep that up. Now here I'm not quite sure what I want to do after now. So okay, so it looks like that music is only keyed to that one area. That might have been intended to be persistent throughout. Okay, so this one I'm going to. I will also save and open in the engine. Aha. Oh, so there's quite a bit more in this game. Just maybe not connected up into uh, 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 into the rest of the main game or into the main path, or maybe I just missed some stuff. Both are possible. Okay, so that exit I did find. Um, Seems like maybe there was some other things here that I just maybe just missed, which is okay. Um, okay, it seems like that may have also there may have been. I think there was some confusion around the exits and entrances with the variant of Bitsy that we are using. So that might be at the root of some of these. Okay, in here there is this guy Dorian, Ruby. Ruby's got some dialogue. We can take a look at that in the editor. Maybe I can, now that I have some secret knowledge about where the exits and entrances are, maybe I can actually go back in and find the place I need to go. Oh, my camera is blocking some of the screen. There we go. Okay. Okay. Found a mask on the ground. I think that was supposed to be here. There we go. Okay. My oh ah eep eep oh ah. Okay. It's been almost a decade. It's been almost a decade since your last visit. Your hometown that has been destroyed by Kaji and her army. Again, going back to the thing I was saying in the last game, page breaks have a they introduce a cadence to your like the dialogue. So trying to fit stuff into a single page makes it read a lot more smoother. That's why I'm like you may hear me giving some weird pauses and stuff as I read this. You've been to many towns and explore other kingdoms, taking care of yourself, training, battling harmful creatures, invaders, protecting other villages from being harmed. The next thing you know, Kaji again invaded another kingdom, and you had no choice. 4 periods, that should be 3. That being said, and I don't know why that character is there, I won't let you pass. There's a double apostrophe. There's a double quote here, which comes a little bit weird. Why is this one? Oh, what did that last ellipses? That's the wily one. You gotta be careful about those. Okay. So this is Ruby who won't let us pass. Oh no no. Classic RPG. Okay, so this. Hmm. Okay, so these are connected. I can't talk to that guy, but I am in the castle. Oh, okay, I'm in the castle now, but as someone else. I got 4 keys. I got quadruple A keys. And again, none of these are walls, so like I'm not being constrained in any particular way. Um, there's a lot of space here. Oh, oh, a bomb. I wonder what this could be used for. Okay, looks like a bomb. Sounds like a bomb. Might be a bomb. Oh, strange. Okay. Oh, there's this thing. What is this? Nothing. Okay. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit again. Let me find. Go through the rooms. There's the castle. There's the castle. There's the castle. Also the castle. Some kind of shield. Hmm. 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 Okay. All kinds of people. We got some dialogue. Shields could be useful. Item 3, not even named. Okay. Um, hmm. Okay. I'm gonna work my way backwards. There's an ending here. This from there. Okay, and then from here. Okay, so okay, next to the bomb. Which was that here? I think that's true. Yeah. Okay. Oh, no, that might have been an exit and not an entrance. So I want. Okay. I think it might not be possible to complete this. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. So well, the stuff I'm noticing is like exits and entrances. They're hard to figure out. They're hard to read, which is not inherently bad, but um, I've seen a lot of folks like to make like hidden exit games to kind of like make it be about like searching and like finding stuff. Um, Generally, when we want to like signify the door, signify that space has some kind of thing that changes the state of the game. So I think it's here, moves me here. So there's an exit here that goes out here. I think that is a mistake here, just based on the context from class. Um, I think that was maybe not intentionally put there, but I think we're having some trouble with like lining up the exits and entrances and stuff like that. So um, yeah, generally just like taking the time to um, get all the exits kind of like sorted out. Um, in a lot of cases, you can if you're having trouble with like multiple exits next to each other and stuff like that, you can kind of like constrain the door a little bit to make it work better. I would definitely make sure that I think these like bushes are visually they tell me that they're supposed to be not walkable through, not walkable, not traversable. That's what I want. Um, so going through and in the tile setting, going through and just flagging that as a wall, um, and then that's the wrong one. Probably most of these should be walls. So there. Now that I've flagged this as a wall, which means that you can't walk through it. Um, and then suddenly, because you've set that as a wall, suddenly you have a bunch of level design. You're able to constrain like where the player is and is not. So you can kind of like control their experience a little bit, make them walk through places, make them, even if you have you know, in this level, maybe it's like we're starting here. It looks like we're trying to get here, but you have like a trap here or something where they like fall down a hole or something. You can kind of like guide them through that experience. Stuff like that can be really useful. Okay. All right, let's go into this one. This one also has music. Let me download this one in advance. Should have downloaded all these in advance. That would have been smart. Bark. Going back to your conversation from the cave exploration game. Um, here, here our creator is using the ability to like load in sprites into dialogue to like indicate who is speaking a line. So this little creature right here is speaking and is saying "woof bark." Um, well said. And then we're getting a translation. Aren't you supposed to get the gem for the wizard? Man, if I had $1 for every time someone asked me to get a gem for a wizard. Okay. So true. It's a coin. That's not a gem. I need a gem. I don't want a coin. Money. Don't eat money. Hey, I'm I'm Professor Bloshik. Don't eat money. Thank you. Okay. So there are exits here. I can go here. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna start here. The adventurer's motto is always go left. So I will do that. Ooh. See, always go left. It is your lockpicks. It's your lockpicks. Finally. I have yoinked. I have yoinked these in a French way. And now I'm able to pick any French lockpicks, but Spanish lockpicks out of the question. Okay. We're gonna keep traversing to the left. The leftmost entrance where we are from. This is a path for traversing labyrinths. Have you found my gem? Said someone who's presumably a wizard because they have a staff and a hat, a flat hat. But listen, it should be somewhere northwest of here. Kind of a drawl on that one. Don't know why I did that. Okay. Oh, don't think I'm supposed to do that. For this particular issue, you can. These are walls. These are set as walls, so I can't walk through these blocks here. That's great. You might also. I suspect the issue is where the exits and entrances are set to like deposit the player. But you could also make a second tile that is you can make another wall tile that's completely transparent and just kind of like stack it around here, unless you're doing something weird with like allowing the players to like walk out of bounds, which you might. Let me check for invisible walls real quick. Okay. All right. I'm gonna proceed to the left. Always to the east. It's not the east. Oh, there's a guy. That's Super Meat Boy. I know him. It's British Super Meat Boy. Hello, wanna buy a bomb? That's a terrible British accent. I'm sorry. I did have a coin. So I'm able to buy bombs. Pleasure doing business. That's not a British accent either. I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize to the people of Britain tonight. This one is different. Okay, it's different. That's all. That one's also different. Wait, I have a bomb. I blew up the wall. Oh, it's the gem. Yoink. Not in a French way. Okay. Going back to the wizard. I think here maybe, and then here maybe, and then here maybe, and then here maybe, and then that's a wizard. And why am I giving the wizard the gem? I have the gem. What does the wizard want this for? Maybe I could use it in a cooler and better way than the wizard, and seize power for myself. No, thank thank you. The end. Okay. I found the gem. I gave it to the wizard. Yeah, that that's video games to me. You find a gem, you give it to a wizard, and then the game ends. Okay. Oh, let me. I don't think there's. I don't suspect I'm going to find anything especially noteworthy in here. I think I saw everything. But I did it for everybody else, so I should look through this one also. We're loading. Hmm. Let's try that again. Uh, brr, brr, brr. Okay. Let's take a quick glance. I think everything I saw is pretty within expectation. Okay. I think I saw everything there was to see, so I don't feel too much need to go dig through that. Let me download this. Let me download this. Okay. Off the bat here, there's a really good use of just you know comparing our two cave games. There's a lot of work that's been done here to kind of like vary the shape of this space. So like these edges are kind of like curved off. There's some texture in like the wall background. There's like this like earthen cross section thing. So it's like a skull on the ground, and these might be bones, stuff like that. But I do really appreciate this like texture that's been generated. This might actually be a little too heavy. You could probably go a little bit lighter on this, and that would, I think, still work pretty well. But yeah. What do ghosts sound like? Oh, looks to be another unfortunate soul. That's what ghosts sound like. You must be here for the marbles, like every other lost soul. I suppose I won't stop you, no matter how cliche of a mage. Don't judge my mageness and how I expect up to standards. Go on, search for those marbles. Um, Demonstrates the thing I was talking about before of just like making your dialogue clip to the box. It makes it read actually like much smoother. It is also, I think, just like a useful like editing exercise of like making sure that everything that you're saying fits within that one little box. So no marbles in here. Love like I just appreciate this little passage. There's like just enough little texture here. You're using this. It's a little bit weird, but like these two tiles here, like this is like this rock tile, and this is like the little ground pebble tile. Um, Putting them right next up to the wall just creates like a little bit of a extra texture from a thing that you're using elsewhere. I think that's a clever use of tiles. So that's good. Some kind of slime blob. Hey man, Blurg, what brings you around these parts? Looking for those marbles. Hey, As a matter of fact, I'm in search for them too. I don't know why I'm doing the Southern Drawl thing. I'm sorry, it's the first game. I have no right doing that. And I won't let you have them. Looking for the marbles. You don't get them. All right. But what are you gonna do about it, old slime? Nothing. You're car sick and you can't do shit. I'm going to go left. See, always go left. That's a ghost. I have a feeling somewhere in this dungeon, a mysterious power lies within the walls. Walls. In the walls. Maybe then you can get to the marble. The wall blocks your path. Wall does block my path. A mysterious power in the walls. Now, I do expect to be able to go a little bit to the left here just because this gray zone extends right out to the edge. But maybe we're playing with that. Maybe... No. Okay. Nothing here. Okay. You ever... Fellas, this ever happened to you? You're spelunking and there's a giant mysterious cave portal? Yeah. Happened to me too. And then this happened. A mysterious force pushed me back. This is Dark Souls all over again. Bridge troll. Puny human. You shall not pass. I don't know how to read the vibration. Unless you know some cool trick. Do I know a cool trick? Yeah. The wall blocks my path. The wall blocks my path. Oh. Man. Okay. I hate when walls block my path. Do I know a cool trick? I don't think I do. Okay. All right. Walls block my path. Portals block my path. Slimes block my path. I block my path. No, I don't block my path. Oh. Hey, man, what's up? Cowboy Gremlin. I found a marble. Good for you. Now get out, human. Take my marble and leave. Okay. All right, I have a marble. Dialogue there was that was all attached to our little guy, which, as we saw, I actually didn't have the marble when I talked to him. Now you could force that by like putting a rock here and putting a rock here, so you have to be here to talk to him. That's one way to get around that. Or alternatively, you could attach that dialogue to the marble instead on pickup. This space down here is suspicious, and I don't. Ha 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 ha. Ha. I play video games. At least 2 of them. I found a mysterious scroll. That's the voice of every protagonist. You can phase through certain walls now. Oh, I love to phase through certain walls. What the fuck is that? I don't. I put the scroll back. I don't like that. Okay. Okay. Phase through certain walls. What is that? Oh, well, that means I know what that means. I play video games. Excuse me. The scroll lets you phase through. I got a marble. Oh. Okay. Hey, guess what, Bridge Troll? I know a cool trick now. I'm gonna go through here last because it's a mysterious portal. Scroll does let me phase through. Yoink. In French. Ooh. Now those aren't walls that I can phase through that I'm aware of. Unless you are secrets. Your secrets. Okay. Fantastic. I'm so good at spelunking. That's what I'm learning tonight from my students' games. Well, that's a trap, obviously, so. Oh, I can't phase through those. I'm just gonna yoink. Well. It's impressive you've made it this far. You've collected all marbles. All of them. Not even the ones not in this game. And now You're stuck here forever. No, that's bad. Boo, boo. Oh, is that the end of the game? That's actually kind of fun. Um, are there no exits from here? I like that. Um, hmm. And the music stops. Oh, good. Okay. I kind of like that as an ending actually. It's not using the like Bitsy the way that Bitsy does endings. Oh, wait. I'm not stuck here forever. I can leave. Okay. Then that is my note is that actually I'm not stuck there forever. I can just like go out. Um, but I think that is a kind of a cute ending for that. Okay, I'm gonna mute that while I open this up. Okay. Is that? Oh, I see. I was like, that's strange. That's not how the game looks normally. Okay. Let's see if there's anything I can see just from like poking around in the files. I think I saw most of this already. Okay. Yeah, I think that is it. Yeah, I think then my note is that like the fiction is like you're stuck here forever. I do actually think that's a really cute little thing of like, okay, you've succeeded at your quest. Sorry, buddy. Um if there was something to sometimes these play with the trope of like, okay, take this throne, now I am free and you're stuck here forever. You could do that maybe by um you could make this actually an item. This NPC, instead of having it be a sprite of the black mage, you could actually have this be an item that you pick up. And when you pick up the item, it just disappears. Now it visually it's like a person that you're talking to, but having it be a thing that disappears when you pick it up means that like the fiction becomes, oh, you've succeeded at your quest and now this person has left. Something else that you could do here is, again, going back to that thing with the gremlin before, where there was a marble to pick up, and then I talked to the gremlin, and there was a little bit weird there. You could constrain the where I'm walking in the level to make sure that I have to walk through the marble to talk to the guy but then when you talk to the guy, it's like it's an item you pick up and you get dialogue, and then you're just stuck in there forever. There could be some cool stuff that you do there. You could even maybe you could do some kind of stuff where you like in a space and then like you're stuck and you can't even move. Depending on like if this is like you know you're walking through like the marble is here or something, and you walk through that, and then you get like teleported here, but like it's surrounded by walls or things that are functionally walls, even if they don't look like walls. Um, and you take away the player's like ability to move, and that's like a really clear indicator that like, oh, a thing has happened, a thing has changed, and you're stuck here now. I think it's a really nice little like mechanical um narrative, but yeah, I think making it so that you can still leave unless there's something I'm missing, and like actually there's like I need to just like leave and like go talk to somebody else or something like that. Yeah, but fun little story. I think it's really well done. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not Gem Finder. This is the dungeon. Ooh, the dungeon. Um, okay, wonderful. All right. Sorry to forget to update that. This is next one is Freeform Gaia. Freeform Gaia. That might be all caps. I'm gonna not put it in all caps. Okay. This one is so the dungeon, the one I just played was by one of our 3-person groups. Not one of the 3-person group. Um, and then this one, Sorry, I was distracted by doing things on the computer. This one is by a six-person group. I've poked around a little bit at this one, but I have not looked looked around. You know, you know. Okay. Um, right off the bat, appreciate the the colors and the color palette. Um, oh, I'm sorry, ravioli is scratching at the door. One moment. Okay, sorry, I had to feed ravioli treats because it's 4 p.m. Or 1600 if you're nasty. All right, so start here. Let's see things I know about this game that are useful to mention. This is a combination of three different, maybe four different card games, because people are coming from different groups to make this. Um, we start here, I believe, on Earth. This like starting here is really beautiful. I think there's some really interesting texture work happening here. This like path is kind of like broken up, I think, really nicely. There's these like flower things that are happening here. There's a lot of just like a lot of tiles, which I think there's a lot of work spent here. This is the first thing I see playing this game. This is a really strong opening. Like this I think just like tells me that there's a lot of like effort put into this already, although I kind of already know that from poking at it elsewhere. So I know this game is especially big, so I'm gonna try to be really thorough in my exploration. Okay, there's some guys down here. I think a lot of these guys don't talk, which is okay. Um, a thing I notice is that these are actually well, anytime there's like a mirrored thing in Bitsy, I don't think there's a way to like do that live. So these are like copied sprites that were then mirrored. So that's like extra work that's like put in here, which I appreciate. These are not guys I can talk to, but that's okay. They're out here. They're vibing. They're just living their damn life. Now what are these? I don't fucking know. it's a it's a snake and a mole Pikmin, maybe. I don't know. Like a land anglerfish, something. There are these little fences here that kind of like constrain where I can move, that's just like a little nice touch, a little design. A bee, and I assume these are these like bulls or something? Oh, they're like grazing in the field, maybe. That's cute. I would say think of this like stark background looks a little bit weird. Um, so maybe putting them somewhere where they can like not like stand out against the background might be nice there. Love this bee, of course. Got a old farmer and a swan, a goose with some kind of pinion there. Um, can't go into these places, but you know what? I don't really mind. Um, but yeah, this is like I'm seeing a lot of like good um attention around like building up like environments and stuff like that. This man, what a wonky house. However, um, but it's an old bedraggled house. Yeah, a lot of just like duplicate tile work, which is good. Um, like there's this fence and like this variant on the fence that is just like made to go sideways. Okay, I think I've seen everything in these directions. Love these butterflies. They're something about like 3 pixels that are and like wings. It's like the most minimalist version of a little like butterfly flitting about through a field that I can imagine, but it's actually very cute. More of these kind of like wonky houses or in some kind of like bedraggled place. Can't talk to anybody. That's okay. At least not that I've seen. Or maybe they just not got nothing to say. Sometimes people don't got nothing to say. Mhm. Oh, I've actually never been down here. I've poked at this game a little bit a couple times. Um, Yeah, I like this. There's like this little like area here. I can't get there. That's okay. Not every place needs to be a place I go to. Um, but these critters, whatever these critters are, I think look a little bit nice in this kind of like sectioned off area. Same with this butterfly. More of these moles. This is like if this was a different video game, I would see this and I'd be like, okay, well, there's gonna be like a side quest that has like some kind of something that happens here, but I can't go there yet. So um hmm, great cat, some kind of camel turtle, a turtle with two humps. Uh, and again, mirrored guys. I tell in class before this was due, somebody who was working on these little critters told me his focus was working on the little critters that populate the world. And he told me he had like four or five, and I was like, do way more than that. And he said, okay. And then 2 days ago, he told me that he had made 60 of them. So asked and answered. What is the fuck are you? What in the name of God are you? Is this a creature? What are I don't know. Earth has many splendors. Um, Still love these butterflies. I love that every zone feels very distinct. I'm also noticing that like I've gotten further from like the village, so there aren't these like fences here. Um, I kind of just assumed that would be like a thing that I saw the entire time, but no. So that's lovely. Oh, bridge. It's closed. I guess I'll go back. No. Let's see what we got. You jump down. Pew. Great transition. Great use of transition. I don't like this place. First impression, not my first impression. I played through this a little bit. First impression, vibes here, bad. Don't like them. There are cats though and mice, so maybe it's fine. Um, trying to think of where I should go. I think I go. Ooh, oh, I. This guy looks like he has a quest for me, but I don't know that is true. But bats, slimes, and such like. Oh, uh, three different versions of that. I think that's like actually like really good asset reuse. Like you made a little guy, you made a little animation, you duplicated the guy, spun it 90 degrees, you duplicated the guy, spun it 90 degrees, and then like Bob's your uncle, you've made this little zone into the little like piranha plant pit, which I think is I think really lovely. Um, Again, good texturing here. I love the little I don't know, greebling on the edges of the walls here. There's a lot of really good just like tile work there. Um, I'm getting also a lot out of like the like default like Bitsy representation stuff. So I think someone did note to me that this what appears to be a transition here appears to be broken. And whether it's actually true or not, I don't know. Hello? What the fuck are you? Also very good, creating a little bit of variance here. You've made a little kind of like replicable thing. That little bit of variance, it works really well. A lot of caves tonight, like many games with caves in them. However, I'm a pro at cave exploration, so um, ah, the fuck are you, big bird? This is the dark gritty reboot of Sesame Street. Uh, Village. I know all about these. Is there anything on this edge that goes to a place? No, that's okay. Down here at the rat farm. What the fuck are you? Are you another cat that's like buried in sand? Got those oh my god, what are they called? The juniper crickets? What are those? Not juniper, that's not it. It's something else. Uh is it it's a Jerusalem cricket. Those are, if you don't like bugs, don't Google Jerusalem cricket. They're big. They're big boys. Okay. Mm, is there anything else here? Let me check the edges. I think there might not be anything else here, but let me double check. Okay. I will say the exits are they're pretty well signified. Um, so I do appreciate that. And even like, you might expect this every tile here to be like go over to the next thing. I know that like the developers have signified to me that there is an affordance of moving to the next area here. And I can kind of like search around for it because we're having some trouble with like multiple exits, but that's fine. Um, I don't especially mind it or think it's bad just for having the one tile for exits. Okay, let's see what else is here. I feel like there was maybe a spot I missed in the caves, but that was a while back, so I kind of want to move on. Hey, buddy. Hey, hey, how's it going? Hey, man, what you doing? Okay, all right, later. Hey, buddy. This is the final boss of like Fantasy Star 7. If they ever made it. Hmm, nothing over here. That's good. Nothing tells me that there's anything over here. And there is nothing ever here. This is such a big game that I think like if this was also a game about like hunting for secret entrances, it would I think it might kind of drag. I feel the world shift around you. I I feel the world shift around me. You feel the world shift around you. Wow. Okay. Um, little variants here in our angels. There's this one and this one. Um, good. I think these wing tiles show up elsewhere, so that's good. That's good reuse. Um, yeah, I don't know, something just even like the halos are the same, and it's just really the face and maybe like the body. You can get I think away with quite a bit by just changing up a few little details. And I think that's really good. I love this. What the like little inversion here happening with like the cloud outline. That's great. Um, I'm in heaven. These are, of course, what happens to the fairies in Legend of Zelda after they revive you. They go here. We don't like to talk about that, but that's true. Hey, buddy. Hey, man. Hey. A lot of these, like, they're not. I found a pearl. A pearl emits a strange feeling of safety. I love when pearls emit a strange feeling of safety. A lot of these characters are not interactable. Um, so it's really like so far it's a lot of just like exploring and stuff like that. But I'm having a nice time. I think there's a lot to see here. Um, I don't know if I would want this to have dialogue for everybody. There's like I think I would want like maybe a little bit more dialogue, but I don't want to like be able to like speak to all of these. Although that is like a version of that is like you can start to create little like micro stories by talking to people here. You can like sequence them in particular ways to be like, I'm telling a little micro story here based on just like the four people here, and they're having a friend breakup, and they're little wisps. Um, it's a different game. It's not, this game feels very detached, which is not inherently bad, but it's a way that it is. Um, Little dragon guy, little angel guy. Oh, these are not the same wings. Okay, I was thinking of these when I was thinking about those angels earlier. Those are camcorder drone. Wait, this is an ocean. That's great. I like that. Beautiful. A lot of really beautiful pixel work here. I wade into the water with the pearl clutch tight. Uh, Great. Also, just really lovely little ocean, ocean here. All right, we're in double heaven now, and now you know that this is when it gets serious. I'm in double heaven. I don't know what these are, but they're kind of menacing, and I appreciate that. There's like columns, and I don't know. These are kind of like skeletal almost. They're a little menacing. There's a duck. Oh, the duck died. The duck has a halo. The duck died. Long live the duck dynasty. Ah, and there's this guy. This guy I don't think has anything to say to me. Is just watching. I just I'm gonna scoot. I'm gonna skedaddle. Um, is there? Hmm. I know there was last time I talked to the developers, there was some dialogue. I think there was some issues with that, so they might have taken it out as a hot fix. Um, Appreciate these little wings. These are these are almost certainly using the same like sprites, but just changing one of them to have like a slightly different pattern and create that variance is I think that's really smart. Um, there's so many tiles in this game. I'm scared to check how many tiles there are because this alone is probably like 30 tiles. Um, so yeah, there's just a lot of just work happening here. So I see that. I recognize it. Um, yeah, I think you know a lot of vibes. Loving the vibes that are being put down. Whether there's like more than vibes or there's kind of like a more concrete narrative, that's a separate question. But I do think this works really strongly as just kind of like I don't know, hey, check out all this shit. Which I think works pretty well. All right, so I want to crack this open and see if there's anything I missed. Um, Now I'm curious. Let's see, this game is about half a meg, significantly more than all the other ones. Yeah. Okay. Mm, okay. Um, do I remember how to get the gallery? There. Okay. Um, all right. So let's see. We have so many rooms. This must have been a real pain to work on in a lot of ways. Just because there is so much here. I think I saw most of these. I did not see this guy. What's up, dude? Um, this goes. I did miss a thing in the caves. So I'm glad I popped it open. Um, okay, all right, got some poop. Let's see. What are the items in this game? Um, there is a key. There's some dialogue attached to it. Um, there's a heaven scroll. There's a WT scroll, whatever that is. A hell scroll, a heaven scroll, pearl. Okay, so not a lot of items. That's okay. One approximately 1 billion sprites. Yeah, all kinds of guys. Um, okay, we're seeing that there's like some. Oh, where are we an imp? Is that what we are? Or are we a little imp wandering the planet? Um, hmm. Okay, it's kind of looking through. Interesting to see what a lot of these are like called in the game files. Um, Garm. He's broken up into a lot of different pieces. I did I talk to this guy? I don't remember. The Grand Theft Auto joke in there. Oh. A lot of stuff. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's so much shit in here. Holy shit. Um. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We. That's uh-huh. I I don't even want to begin to count that. Um. A lot is the answer. Um. And it's like a tremendous amount of tiles. Holy shit. Um. Yeah. Really good work here. I think that's kind of all there really is to say. Um, yeah, I think the interesting thing would be to oh, there's heaven and there's heaven, which is different than heaven. Um, oh, there's that guy. Okay. Um, hmm, water slime. Water slime's dead. Lives in the void. Yeah, I think this is I think really exceptional work, especially for folks making their first Bitsy game. Um, I think for all of these projects, they could go further if you want them to, and if you're if you have the time and the inclination, they're things that I hope live in your portfolio for forever. As like a this is one of the first games you made. Um, never delete it off the internet, please. If you don't want to be part of your portfolio, you can hide it on itch.io, and then it'll be there, but it's not quite visible. Um, I do that with some of my older projects too. Um, yeah, I think it's really nice. I'd love to see, um, I think I think there's a lot of stuff that wanted to happen here, but just wasn't time. This is already pretty ambitious in scope. I think taking this and just kind of like giving it a little bit more room to, um, I guess like expand, or I know there's a lot of narrative here that I don't think is like especially communicated here, um, which is not inherently bad, but might be something to like look into as far as just like um starting to like help people understand like what the story is here that's being told. Oh, woman. What is this strange thing? It's a woman. It's just a woman sitting down. Um, yeah. I'd love to see some thoughts around like how like narrative is community. Who the fuck are you? What man? What's up with you? What's up with that guy? I don't know what's up with that guy. There's all kinds of stuff here. Um, what's up with you? What are you? Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure if these are things that I just totally fucking missed, or which is very possible. Um, I did see this guy in a different playthrough. Or if there's just things that like aren't connected in the game. I did not see the mushroom zone of Earth, which is like, boy, there's some beautiful things happening there. I love these little wiggly mushrooms. Those are great. What's up with y'all? There's a cat talking to a chief. There's just a chief and like some cats. Um, yeah, a lot of these are just like there's like these little interesting little vignettes. Um, oh, I did I not talk to this person? Leviathan hates unwanted visitors. You seem different. You save hell from this plague. Um, I feel like I might have skipped that in my playthrough. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here, huh? Um, not sure what's happening here, but it is lovely nonetheless. Super did not see this. So I'm wondering, yeah, if there are things that were meant to be connected but weren't, or if I just am a plebe and just didn't see a lot of these things. Um, yeah, I think like a lot of great work overall. A thing that's a lot of work, but I think would really put a lot of polish on this is like spending some time on the music, which I believe, if I remember correctly from overhearing folks talk about it, there is music. It's just not like a game. So making sure that I think the big thing would just be make sure all the work that was done is in the game, so they could just be part of your portfolio. Um, and even if it's not for the grade, that's just like a thing that you long term you'll want to have there. Spend that time now because in 2 months you won't want to work on this game, and coming back to it after a long time away will be much harder than just spending the extra time to finish it up now. Um, yeah. Overall, for all of these projects, I think really great work. I will have, if you are a stranger who is watching this video on the internet, you're like, what is this shit? The links to all of these will be in the down in the comments below. Please don't please do not subscribe. I do not want to be a YouTuber. Instead, go follow my students. If you like their games and you want to see more of what they make in the coming years, I'd prefer that to building YouTube following or some shit like that. Please don't do that. Please don't comment. Please don't leave comments. Don't engage with me on YouTube. In fact, I might just turn them off. Fuck you. Leave me alone. But you can leave nice comments on nice guy, not like this. I think this is another student. Um, you can leave nice comments on my students' games, and I think they would appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye.